I have with me Ashish Saraf. He's a joint managing director of Ferroalloys with me here in the Delhi studio. So, Ashish, I was trying to grill you and get out what's happening with the company. I mean, there's a huge movement in the stock. So, what would you attribute that to? Is it better business outlook and fundamentals, or is it just the expectation of ferrochrome prices going up?
Our company basically is one of the few companies which has its own captive mines. It has smelters. We are setting up our captive power plant. So inherently, I feel the stock was quite undervalued. And I guess the investors realized that the real valuation is much higher. And that should be one of the most inherent reasons for the stock to go up.
All right. So you're saying that captive, it was probably a stock which was waiting to be discovered.
It had been discovered in the past. It's been rediscovered again.
Okay, then just give us a sense in terms of, what's the kind of top line and bottom line and EPS that we could look forward to in FY11 as a whole for us to be able to map out what the valuations of the company are looking like at this moment.
You see, just to give the viewers a perspective, ferrochrome is a raw material to make stainless steel. And more steel is being produced in the world, the stainless steel. And India is one of the largest producers of ferrochrome. It has chrome ore mines in Orissa. It has a large export base. In India, the stainless steel production is very low. So most of the ferrochrome is being exported. And there are only 4 or 5 players in India who have their captive chrome ore mines. We are one of them. We are the oldest and the largest privately owned ferrochrome producer. And we have got long-term contracts with large companies like POSCO, Bao Steel, Taishan Steel, Xingshan, which are the largest producers of stainless steel in the world. Now we are embarking upon power in a very big way. We have formed a new company called Phakor Power Limited, which is already setting up a 100 megawatt power plant.
Is it a 100% subsidiary?
It's presently a 100% subsidiary of Phakor, but we will be divesting shares in the near future. This company is now going to launch its first 50 megawatt in December, and by March 2011, 100 megawatt will be commissioned. It's Indian equipment by BHEL and Thyssen. We have also acquired further about 200 acres land in Orissa to expand this activity by another 300 megawatt. We are much believer of clean energy.
You're diversifying way beyond ferrochrome. You're saying that power in, let's say, 3 years from now, if you're saying 50 megawatt by December, another 100 megawatt, then you're acquiring land for another 300 megawatt.
We've acquired already.
You have acquired already. So let's say, put the timeline of 3 years. How much do you think your revenue mix would be between power and ferrochrome?
You see, we should have understood the power scenario much before, because we've been consuming over 120 megawatt of power for the last 30 years. So power is our backbone. Without electricity, ferroalloys doesn't exist. So we have realized that there's a huge shortage of power, and the top line of ferrochrome is dependent on power. So once we are 100% captive, we feel we should be part of the power story. We are going into clean energy, into solar power as well, with a 50 megawatt plan. So by 2013, we hope to have about 500 megawatts of power.
Ashish, this is Bharat joining in from the Mumbai studios. Let's talk about the kind of investments that you're making for these new growth plans and your diversification into power.
Like I said, 100 megawatt has achieved financial closure. We are already constructing the power plant. The power plant will be commissioned in full by March 2011. The second phase of 270 megawatt should be around 1200 crores, and the solar power should be in the range of 750 to 800 crores.
All right, let's switch focus and let's talk about your core business, which is, of course, ferrochrome. What is your outlook for this sector specifically in terms of global prices, and are you well equipped at this point to ride the wave?
We have ridden the wave. We've thundered the storm in the last decade. We feel that we will be able to sustain ourselves. The pricing next quarter looks very buoyant. The hope is about 20% it should move up, because there's a huge demand and there's suddenly become a shortage. In fact, in the last 2 days, there's been a power cut announced in both Andhra and Orissa. So people are looking at consolidating material, so the price should move up.
So you're saying 20% on pricing, and you're saying 50 megawatt comes as your captive power consumption. So give us a margin picture, end of FY11. How much do you think margins would improve, looking at a demand push and also cost reduction?
No, FY11, the margins won't improve because 10-11 will not be generating power. But 11-12...
December you said last quarter, but that will be marginal. So FY12.
FY11-12, we should be much better off because with the power costing going up, we will have sustained power at about 3 rupees a unit.
All right, Ashish, thank you very much for joining us here in the Delhi studio. Pleasure having you with us, and we hope to see you again soon with more business fundamentals, especially after your Q4, Q3 numbers, Q4 numbers.